Hello viewers, you're welcome back again to Gozy Snail Farm, where I teach you what you need to know and what you need to do to be very successful in snail farming business. So if this is the first time of coming across my channel, if you are visiting my channel for the first time, you are highly welcome. And if also you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming back to watch my video. I appreciate you so much and I do not take it for granted. And today I'm going to be sharing with us 5 major food that will actually improve the growth of your snails. 5 major food that I've actually tried out in my own snail farming, and it actually yielded a positive result in the growth of my snails. So that is the same thing I want to share with you, so that you will know those major foods that you are likely to give your snails, and they will do what? It will enhance their growth from the size they are now and make them to grow bigger, just like the way you want them to be. You know, it's a very bad experience that you stock your sperm with point of lay size of snails, and after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, there is no increment in the size of your snails. It's as if the way you brought them to the pen is also the same way they have remained. They don't add in size, they don't grow, and it's simply because probably you are not giving them the right food that you are supposed to give them that will enhance their growth. And this is what I want to share with you today, so that you will know the kind of food that you will be giving them that will improve their growth. So having said that, we'll go straight. The first one I'm going to be sharing with us is watermelon. Yes, watermelon. Most of you have had me talk about it severally on this channel. Watermelon is one of the food that the snails like so much. As a matter of fact, it helps the snail in their fast growth. And that is why each time you feed your snails with watermelon, you find out that you hardly see them not eating it, or you hardly see them remaining any remnant of the watermelon. From my own personal experience, each time I feed them with watermelon, sometimes they might not actually finish it in one day, depending on the quantity that you have actually fed them with. But the most important thing is that even if you leave it to the next day, you will find out that they will finish every single thing in that watermelon. As a matter of fact, they will even eat the back of that watermelon, the green part. You will see them finish even the green part. So that simply tells you what? How much the snails love that watermelon. And if you can feed your snails with watermelon and the rest of the food that I'm going to be mentioning here consistently for 2 months, 3 months, you are going to see a major increase and a major growth, rapid growth in your snail farm. So the first one that you must try as much as possible to provide for your snails is watermelon. So if you are thinking of the feed that you ought to be giving your snail, watermelon must be among those ones that you cannot do with that. Then the second one I'll be talking about is bitter leaf. Yes, bitter leaf. Very important in the feeding of your snails. The snails like bitter leaf very much, and the most important aspect of it is that the bitter leaf enhances their general well-being. It serves as a medicinal to them. It also serves as an enhancement food to the snails. So if you give them this food, I'm not saying that you must be giving them this food every single day, no, but at least you should make a timetable, just like the one I share with you in my book. You make a timetable. Okay, today I'm going to be giving them a watermelon. Tomorrow they are going to be eating, let's say, bitter leaf. You just share it in a way that within 1 week or 2 weeks they must have covered these 5 major food that actually improve their growth. So bitter leaf is another one, and there is a different way that you can give them the bitter leaf. One of the ways is by giving them the bitter leaf fresh. As you plug it, put it inside the pen for them like that, and they will eat it fresh. And another way that most snail farmers don't know is that you can actually dry it and mix it in their feed or in their calcium feed, whichever one. That's why I tell you, each time I formulate my own snail feed or my own snail calcium feed, they are very rich in their nutritional value. Why? Because I add most of these things that I know too well that the snails need. I'm not telling you based on what I read or based on what I see. My own is that I practicalize it, and if it works for me, I come and share with you. so that you also will follow that exact same step in your own snail farming journey. So it's either you give them the bitter leaf fresh, as you plug it fresh, you drop for them, or you do what, you dry it, and as you are formulating your calcium feed or you are formulating your snail feed, you add it to it and mix it together. So it helps them in what, in their general well-being, and also in the enhancement of their growth. So the third one I'm going to be talking about is pawpaw. Yes, pawpaw is another food that most persons overlooked, but it's very, very, very needful once it comes to snail farming. That is why if you have actually lived in the village before, or if actually you have hunted snail before, you find out that wherever you see pawpaw, there is a really likelihood that you will see snails there. Why? Because they are there to feed on those pawpaw particles. It could be the pawpaw leaf, it could be the pawpaw fruit itself. And as a matter of fact, it's not only the fruit. You can even eat the fruit and give them the back of the fruit as you peel the pawpaw itself. You give them the back that you have peeled and eat the fruit. You can also give them both the fruit and the back. And another good thing is that it is not only ripe. Most persons don't know that, or most persons think that it's only the ripe one that the snail eats or they like. No, I have tested the ripe one, I have tested the unripe one to actually know which the snail prefer, or which I will think they eat more than. But my experience shows that they like both. Because when I carried out the test, I found out that they eat the fresh, the ripe one very, very well, and also ate the unripe one very, very well. But the only difference is that the unripe one take like a lot of time for them to assimilate it finish, unlike the ripe one that they easily assimilate. So what I now did was that I don't just give them the unripe one the same way I give them the ripe one. I have to do what, dissect it in a way that it will be very, very easy for them to actually eat it and assimilate it. So it could be that you are giving them the ripe one. It could be that you're also giving them the unripe. If you cannot actually lay your hands on the ripe one, you give them the unripe. They also like it very, very much. And not only that, apart from the fruit itself, the leaf also serves as food to the snails. So they eat the leaves very, very, very well. And it also helps what? In the improvement of their growth. So from my experience, I have noticed that the various times or period I actually feed my snails with this particular food, there is what, a positive and rapid increase in their growth and in their size. So that simply tells me that this particular food do what, are more of the best, one of the best food that will actually enhance their growth. So the fourth one I'm going to be talking in our list of 5 food that are very, very important and the fast growth of your snails is calcium feed. I've said this severally that it's better you have calcium feed and don't have normal formulated feed than to have normal formulated feed and you don't have calcium feed. Yes, from experience, I have noticed that you can actually do without what? Without snail formulated feed as a snail farmer. But you cannot actually do without calcium feed as a snail farmer. If you doubt me, try it in your farm and see what happens. I give you within 2-3 months of you not feeding your snails with calcium, of latest 4 months, you will see the negative effect in your snails. But you can stay for that 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year without even feeding your snails formulated feed. But you are feeding them with calcium feed and other feed. And you will see what? They will still maintain good health. They will still be growing. They will still be laying egg very, very well as they ought to lay. So that's why I keep advising every snail farm. If there is anything you ought to get to complement the food you are actually giving your snail, it should be what? Snail calcium feed. Because it helps in what? In the minimizing the rate of mortality in your pen. It also helps in the fast growth of the snails. It also helps in their egg formation. It also helps in their shell formation. So these are the various importance of what? Calcium feed that you don't need what to do away with it. So you must know and understand the importance of calcium feed in snail farming business before you can say I don't have, or I don't know how to formulate. I have a video on how to formulate, but if you don't have the time or you cannot formulate, you reach out to snail farmers that you know that formulates very very well, the one that is actually rich, not just anyhow formulation. Get from them, buy from them, use it to feed your snail, and see how or what will happen within 1 month time of you feeding them with that calcium feed. It's a tested fact. I have tested it, and what I'm telling you is based on what I have tried and what I've known that is working. So you cannot do what? You can't do away with it as long as you are into snail farming business, except probably you don't want your eggs your snail to be laying well, you don't want their shed to be strong and well formulated, you don't want them to grow very very big. Then you can say that you don't need them in your snail farm. So the last but not the least I'm going to be talking about, remember I've mentioned watermelon, I've mentioned pawpaw, I've mentioned bitter leaf, I've mentioned cashew feed, and the last but not the least I'm going to be talking about is moringa. I've also talked about moringa in this channel before. Moringa is very 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 important in snail farming business as well. Very important. It helps the snails in their general well-being. It also helps in fast growth of the snails. I have someone, after my teaching on that feeding, someone testified that she fed the snails with it. Within a day, the next day, she didn't see any leftover. So that is how powerful it is. So you can get it fresh leaf like that and give to them, or better still, you dry it. Of course, you know, if we are not able to finish it within 1 day, you know how the moringa is. The leaf will start falling off. So it's either you give them to eat fresh like that, but if they cannot finish it fresh like that before it becomes weak, you can dry it, sun dry it, add it to their meal, add it to their water, add it to their calcium feed. All this is what I do in my own snail farm. Sometimes I blend it, after I must have dried it, blend it. I use it to mix my calcium feed. I use it to mix my snail feed, and that is why my snail feed is always very very rich. My calcium feed is very very rich. People that have bought it before can testify to that. So these are the things I've tried, and I found out that it works for me. And how can you feed them with this? How do you feed them with it? Is it just every day you are feeding them with it because you actually want them to grow fast, because you actually want them to grow bigger? No, that is not how to feed them. You can make a timetable and say, okay, today I'm going to feed them with watermelon. Tomorrow I'm going to feed them with let's say bitter leaf. The next day you can say, okay, I'll be giving them calcium feed today. The next day you can say, okay, I gave them calcium feed today, I'll be giving them watermelon again. And the next day you now give them the formulated feed. You see now, you now rotate it. And as a matter of fact, you know these are not the only food, but there is a lot of other food that you give them. But what I'm saying is that these are the 5 major ones that will do what? That will increase the growth of your snail within 1 month, within 2 months. You have seen a rapid increase in their size. So with those other food now that we did not mention here, you can draft your timetable and say, okay, when I feed them this one today and tomorrow, I'll bring in this one to help, to supplement, and to increase in their fast growth. You feed them with those ones again for like the next day, 2 days again. You bring in another one. It could be watermelon, it could be bitter leaf, it could be pawpaw. Do you get it? It could be calcium. It could also be formulated feed. But one thing I will advise is that don't give them calcium feed today and tomorrow you are giving them, let's say, the formulated feed. No. If you are giving them calcium feed today, then you should know that tomorrow you ought to give them another thing apart from the feed. It could be vegetable leaves, it could be garbage, it could be pawpaw, it could be watermelon. Then when you must have given them this one for like 2 days, you cannot introduce your calcium feed. After 2 days again, just like that, they keep feeding like that. I give you, if you can try this process step by step, the way I've taught you now, in 1 month time, 2 month time, you will see how far it will be very obvious to you. It's not even hidden. It will be very obvious. The way your snail will be looking, you will know that they will look healthier than the way they are before. In their size, you will also know that they are increasing. How do you even know that? You will see even their weight will tell you that they're actually increasing. I made a video where I talked about the weight of a snail. Someone was arguing me in the message that snail cannot get to 2 kg. I was looking at the person. I have the video, and I thought I would post it so that you will see. I don't tell you what I don't do. Everything I tell you, everything I teach on this my channel is what I practice, what I know that is actually working. I don't teach based on what I read or what I heard people say or what other people are teaching. No. I teach based on practical. My teachings are based on practical. I practicalize it, it works. I come and share the knowledge with you so that you also follow that same process, that same steps, so that you also get the same results I'm getting. But that's why most time, for some of you that have noticed it, most time when you ask me question that I have not actually tried or tested, I will tell you that I have not tested this, and because of that, I cannot categorically tell you that this is how it is or this is how it works, because I only tell you, I only advise you, I only teach you based on what I have done, practicalize, and know that it's actually working. So these 5 feeds I have mentioned so far are the most important ones that will actually increase the growth of your snail within a few months time. You will see the snail growing bigger, growing faster, laying a lot of eggs, and they are also being very, very healthy. So we are going to stop here for today. Thank you once again for watching. Remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon so that each time I release another video such as this one you just watched, you are going to be among the first set of person that YouTube will notify. Remember also that we have a Telegram channel where we have a lot of snail farmers, where we share knowledge, we ask questions, and help each other to make sure that they are successful in snail farming business. So if you have not joined that Telegram link, you are going to see the link on the description of this video. Use the link and join for free. Ask your question, bring anything that you are passing, any difficulty that you are encountering in your snail farm, and we are going to give you a lasting solution to that. Thank you once again. See you in our next video. Bye for now.